seat.
You're lying to yourself if that did not make you feel some type of way. That gives me the creeps, which is exactly what I need this month to get prepared for Halloween. What's up, Beyonders? I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Hang out with me until the end of the video to join in on some comment shoutouts. But for now, let's get into our scary list. Everyone knows that October is filled with a bunch of movie nights. It's the time of year that scary movies start to resurface, and some of our favorite Halloween scares get brought back on Netflix, and we even get introduced to some new thrills. Here's a list of top 10 scary horror movies coming to Netflix this Halloween. Starting off the list, number 10 is Rattlesnake. It's a brand new movie coming to Netflix just in time for Halloween. It's not even hitting theaters until October 25th, so Netflix has the hookup. The movie is a scary thriller telling the story about a rattlesnake bite gone horribly wrong. A mother tries to save her daughter after she gets bit by a rattlesnake, but finds a mysterious woman who ends up being the one to save her. In return, she has to do the unthinkable in order to repay the stranger. She's given 7 hours to save her daughter's life, and by doing so, she has to kill someone of her choosing.
I can see it in your eyes.
The only rule is that they have to be human. The whole premise of the movie is a soul for a soul. Someone else's soul for her daughter's. Talk about intense. By the looks of it, this movie will keep you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and the good news is you can watch it right from home. So no one will actually see how scared you really are. Like, you don't have to play cool about it. You can be scared. Up next, number 9 is another new one called Fractured. It was officially released by Netflix on October 11th after making its world premiere at Fantastic Film Fest. The story follows a man who's trying to figure out what happened to his wife and injured daughter after they mysteriously go missing from the emergency room. He's convinced that the hospital is hiding something after they start telling him that they don't exist and that they were never actually in the hospital.
Search the hospital!
Nobody needs to get hurt.
I mean, he's a head case. Put down all your guns! What have you done to my family?
Honestly, the trailer kind of gives me the chills. You can just see how desperate he is to find his family, but at the same time, you wonder if maybe he is actually crazy and they don't really exist. I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those movies that just completely mind you. Cuddle up with someone this Halloween and find out. Or don't. You can watch it by yourself. Swiping the number 8 spot on our list is The House of the Witch. It's the perfect movie to watch with a group of friends because it's about a group of friends who try to spend the night in a haunted house on Halloween. That's never a good idea. The movie came out back in 2017, but Netflix is adding it to their platform this month just in time for the spooky season. The teenagers are looking for a place to party, and they think it'd be a fun dare to each other to spend the night in a haunted, abandoned house. The house is known to be haunted by a witch, which they soon find out is true, and she will not stop until they are all dead.
Rachel.
The trailer looks like it starts out with all fun and games, you know, nothing I can't handle, but by the end of it, I've already convinced myself that I would not make it through. Although, fun fact, one time I snuck into an abandoned hospital at night with a group of friends. Like, legit, this is a true story, I'm not lying. It was the scariest thing I've ever done, but it was actually so cool. Up next, number 7 is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Before I get started on this one, I just want to tell you guys, scary as take it as a warning. The movie originally came out back in 2016, but it was recently added to the Netflix roster just in time for Halloween. The movie follows the story of a father and a son who work together as coroners. Let's all just appreciate how scary the job of a coroner is, and how terrifying that would be even in real life. First released on October 8th, 2015, and is now available to watch on Netflix. The story is about a group of teenagers who all die after using a Ouija board, and it then gets into the hands of a young boy. His mother is a psychologist, good thing, but an evil entity follows them into their home and she tries to figure out how to stop it. It's a different take on the whole Ouija board movie thing we are used to seeing, and I would dare you to watch it while you're playing with the Ouija board, but I don't want that on my conscience, so maybe just watch this one. I do not mess with that stuff. Halfway through the list, at number 5 is The Ritual. It first came out in the UK back in 2017, and because it was such a good spook, Netflix released it and it is back for another spooky season. It tells the story of 4 college buds that reunite after the tragic death of their friend. They decide to hike through the Scandinavian wilderness as a way to heal and spend time together, but of course, like in every other scary movie, it doesn't go as planned. A wrong turn leads them into the mysterious forest of Norse legend where an ancient evil entity lives and stalks them along their journey.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking hell, we don't know where we are!
It reminds me of the Blair Witch Project, to be honest. It's not so much of the found footage vibe, but it does make you feel like you're there with them in the forest. These movies are ruining camping trips for everyone. Like, no one asked me to go hiking anytime soon. Moving on to number 4 is Headcount. The movie has a more modern plot to it, and it first came out back in September 2018. It follows a group of teens in the desert who get haunted by a terrorizing creature after one of them reads a mysterious chant from the internet site. Only in this generation would the internet be the reason for a haunting in a horror movie. The chant that he reads from the internet summons something into the place they are staying at. The demon likes groups of 5 and kills them off one person at a time, so throughout the whole movie you're doing a head count, get it? Anticipating who the next one is to go. Maybe this can be a lesson for all of us to be careful when we are on the internet. No creepy sites, no voodoo reading. Alright guys, in the 3rd spot is a classic movie, Hostel. This one is a classic for me anyways because it haunted me after I watched it in elementary school. It was one of those movies that my friends and I watched at a sleepover because we thought it would be like fun to get scared. It came out in 2005 and follows 3 backpackers who head to a Slavic city, not expecting that they would run into basically hell on earth. They end up in a hostel where sickos just torture people for their own pleasure. Almost like the sick games from the Saw movies, but the torture is much more simple, which almost makes it even worse. They used like home drills, wrenches, basically things you can find in your garage. It was rated R for a reason, let's just say that. In the 2nd spot on our list is In the Tall Grass. This one looks good, you guys. It's coming in hot this month. It was initially released by Netflix on October 4th. It tells the eerie story of a brother and sister that go into a tall field of grass to rescue a boy, but once they are in, they realize they cannot escape and something evil is in the grass with them.
It's grass. It's just grass.
The trailer already has me confused, which was probably their plan. The whole time you're just watching these people try to escape with all of the odds against them, not to mention there's no food or water in a big field of grass, so how long will they really survive anyways? I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. Probably not gonna do any kind of corn maze or anything though. Taking the number 1 spot on our list is Assimilate, another new release that came out earlier this year and is making its way back onto Netflix to scare some more people. The movie is about 3 friends that make a web series about their town, and in the process they realize that their neighbors are being killed. But they aren't killed and left for dead, they are killed and replaced by creatures who are duplicates of them. Basically a doppelganger. I mean, the slogan of the movie itself just warns you about how creepy it'll be. The slogan is, first they bite you, then they hunt you, and then they become you. And they don't get bit by a human, they get bit by these big spider dragging looking things, which is a big no from me. It looks weird, it looks scary. I probably won't trust twins ever again after I watch it, but it looks like the perfect movie to watch for Halloween. Alright, there's our list of movies you guys need to check out this Halloween on Netflix. I know I will. Give the video a thumbs up if you're a scary movie fan, and let me know which movies you are most excited for down in the comments. Before I go, I'm gonna do some comment shoutouts. Alan Harris says, "Hi Joss, isn't this a Lucy thing? Love you, keep the postings." Hey, we share the scares here on Beyond the Screen, okay? I am a huge scary movie fan. Don't be fooled just because I like Disney and stuff. I like a good scare. Chris Callan says, "Love your shows. Some of these shows are fun to watch at a drive-in theater." Oh, that would be really scary, especially if you went on Friday the 13th or Halloween or something. Sujeka says, "Have you ever had a paranormal situation?" I have actually had 2. I don't have time to share both, but I will tell you one as fast as I can. So one time, me and my friend were in her kitchen and we were making Christmas cookies, and it was back in the day, so she had a radio on her wall and it was a turn dial. It was on the other side of the room and we were making cookies and it turned on its own and switched channels from our Christmas music. And I was like, whoa, how did that change on its own? So I went back, turned it back to Christmas music, and then 5 minutes later it changed again, and my friend goes, oh yeah, my grandpa hates Christmas music. And her grandpa was dead. So we're pretty sure it was her grandpa changing the station. Well, it's only fair that you guys share your paranormal stories with me now, but before you go, make sure you follow us on social media. Our links are down below. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time. I hope you will believe me.